Get your hands up, yeah. To the floor, yeah.
Hello. Hi.
What's up, people?
You're tuning to another episode of the 30 Plus
Podcast. Wait, can y'all hear me? I feel like my mic low.
That's good.
Your mic is definitely not low.
We can hear you.
You're definitely louder. Matter of fact, I
can
might
hear
want to turn you
myself.
down a little bit.
Yeah,
Let me
he
see.
was a little loud.
I feel like I can hear myself.
Okay, well, let me turn you
All
up.
right,
Are you
there we
okay?
go. There we go.
That's your age.
Turn my mic up.
Your mic is up. That's not the problem. It's your headphones.
Oh, my bad. I'm about to say
And I
it.
turned that up.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, I had you test them for your own hearing. And
So stop playing with her.
It sounds better now.
okay.
We know.
All right.
All right.
You good?
Yeah.
Can
I
we
was
start the
just
show?
making sure. Yeah.
All
let's
right.
Go ahead.
Well, this is the 30 Plus Podcast. We turn love, life, and lessons after 30. It's your girl, Nika X, the X is for exuberance.
Ooh.
A.K.A. Nick Millie, A.K.A. the Pink Starburst General.
Okay, everybody. Y'all know who it be. It's your boy Fly Since Birth, a.k.a. Microphone Mike, a.k.a. Mike the Magician, because I'm about to start turning tricks. No.
You ain't got enough money for that.
Okay.
Let's walk.
How did the count looking? Let's walk you through.
It's trick turtle. No, I'm not never doing that. But, you know.
AKA Mike the Menace. That's who you are right now.
Always.
Mike the freaking Menace. Hey, y'all. It's your girl, Miss Cookie Baby.
Please say the baby.
Please say the baby.
Okay, no. All right.
You old.
Hey, I'll be feeling it all the time.
Well, welcome back to the 30 Plus Podcast, where we talk love, life, and lessons after 30. Before we get to that, how's everyone's energy?
I don't know. How y'all feeling?
I'm good. I'm in a good space.
You feeling exuberant, right?
Exuberant.
She is feeling exuberant.
My color is
is it?
purple.
Oh,
Ooh,
yeah.
royalty.
Like
Yeah.
a bright purple, huh?
Yeah.
You know how they had like a deep purple? It's not like that purple.
Yeah. It's the purple you can see from
All the way.
Yeah.
yeah.
That's what's up.
I like it.
Yes.
Go,
Okay.
girl.
Indeed.
I think I'm feeling it. I don't know. I'm feeling cool. I feel like a little greenish.
With
Like,
envy or
No,
prosperity?
it's like a
two things
newish,
can be true.
with the newish greenish, you know? Like
What's
he
the
you
newish
green.
greenish?
Like when I say he green, it's just mean like you knew.
Now,
you
when we
know?
say he green, we saying like you unaware.
Exactly. So that's how I'm feeling, like greenish. Just like
Unaware.
Yeah, unaware what's to happen next in life.
Okay, we're going to learn you something today.
Yeah. I don't think you want to feel that.
Hey, you know, sometimes that's how you have to feel. You have to be unaware of what's going to happen, you know?
Not at
Hey,
almost 40.
yeah. There's days that you don't know what's going to happen next.
Yeah, not knowing intentionally not knowing. It's two different things. You intentionally want to be unaware.
Nah, sometimes I just let life happen, you know? You just see
No
where it
plans,
goes.
just vibes.
Exactly. That's things. I think that's about to be my slogan for the rest of the year.
I want 10%. Nika too.
Yeah.
'Cause we've been
no
I've
telling
been
you
plans.
this
saying
for
that.
years.
I'm going to say,
Uh,
that ain't new.
oh, that's what I've been doing?
No, that's
that's
something I
what
was
she
saying.
been saying.
Oh.
No plans, just vibes.
Because
Well-
we gave that specifically to you because that's how you roll.
That's true. That's how I'm rolling. And that's how I'm feeling now. No plans, just vibes.
Okay.
Green.
I feel pink.
Okay. Why you feeling pink?
I feel soft and delicate.
Oh, okay. Like a little soft pink, a little light. I got you. That's
I'm
good.
keeping Suge Knight away from me. I'm giving y'all Janet voice.
All right.
All right.
I see it. I see it.
Thank you.
Well, this is the 30 Plus Podcast where we talk love, life, and lessons after 30. And today's episode is about the power of patience and perspective.
Okay.
So, the journey might not always move to the speed that we expect, but hear me when I say this. Delayed is not denied. Just because it's taking longer doesn't mean it's not coming. Every step, even the slow ones, are worth celebrating because progress is still progress. So whether it's love, career, healing, or purpose, this episode is your reminder that the wait doesn't cancel out the win. So we're going to talk about how we're going to embrace these delays and still find joy in the journey.
Okay.
So let's do it.
Let's find joy as y'all find joy at the same time.
Oh my gosh. So can you think of a time in your life where something that you really wanted was delayed, and how did you handle that thing in that moment?
I've had I feel like it's have things that I feel like were delayed, but I never got them. So they never showed up.
Even now?
Even now?
Yeah.
So you haven't received anything that you had to wait for?
No, I'm just saying like certain things. Something just came to my mind, and that's the first thing I was thinking. I was like, that was delayed, and I didn't get it, and I wanted it, and it ain't coming, so I can't get it because it can't happen.
Okay, so what about the thing that was waited that you had to wait for that you got? What was that?
I don't
Is it
know.
appropriate?
I don't know. I feel like this is not for me. I mean, I always feel everything is delayed, and I don't feel like I ever get anything that I want at the time that I want it. Or I don't remember because I feel like once it becomes delayed, I no longer want that. So I don't know.
So, but the question is, have you ever received something, even in
That's
that
why
space?
I think no.
So you've never received anything that you wanted, lost interest in, and then it came back around and you got it?
I'm gonna say no.
Or even having to pivot to get it?
I'm still gonna say, I feel like I'm the type, like, whenever I have something and I'm working towards that, if that doesn't happen, I'm off of it. Like, I lose interest very quick. Like,
Oh, we know.
yeah, so I think I'll be off of it. If it comes back, I think I wouldn't even notice because I no longer care about it. So I think that's why it's hard for me to see, because if something is delayed for me, I just feel like it ain't meant for me. And when I do get it, I feel like it don't matter because it's not when I wanted it. So I feel like I might not be grateful in that aspect. And so I don't know when it does because I don't pay attention to it. Because again, once it's delayed, I automatically just don't want it anymore.
Oh,
it's just
yeah.
how I am.
A
That's with
little
anybody.
I do that.
I don't think it's just little. I just think that's just how I've always been. Like, I think that's how I'm with everything. Like, if I want something when I want it and I don't get it and I'm working towards that and it doesn't come, I no longer want it. The interest is lost.
So
the
you lose the
motivation behind
drive,
it.
the
Yeah, I lose
ambition.
all that. And I just don't care about that
Why
no more.
is that though?
I don't know, because at that point I feel like it wasn't meant for me. And if it comes later, then I feel like, okay, I got it, but
Then it was meant.
it means I don't care now, though. It has no value to me. It has no...
Did
like,
you really want it then?
Exactly. So that's why I don't know how I could say that's happened to me,
So you have
because
explained why you feel it haven't happened.
yeah,
Because it clearly didn't. And if you going by that, it hasn't.
yeah.
And
So,
I hate that for you.
I mean, I do too for myself, but that's just a certain level of care I just don't have. I realize.
Are you in your own way?
I mean, I could be, but again, I don't. It doesn't bother me. Like, it doesn't bother me when I don't get what I want, because I feel like I tried to get it. I did whatever I had to. It didn't work. It didn't work. All right, that's that. Go on to the next ambition or dream and do the same.
Okay. All right. So for me, I think in those instances, I kind of reflect to say why, or am I missing something? Or is it additional steps that I need to prepare for in that moment to get ready? Because I think you get the idea first, you get the interest first before the action actually comes into play. So when it doesn't happen in that moment, I'm like, okay, what lesson am I supposed to be learning before I'm able to obtain this favor?
Okay. So would you say, for example, what's something that's happened to you with like, I would probably say like with your career.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
I would say that, yeah.
Mm-hmm. They tried to delay my girl.
And the delay was bigger than them because my assignment wasn't supposed to be with them. So I think sometimes that delay is because you're supposed to be moved, and everyone that you're supposed to experience that next level with is not supposed to be a part of that journey. So sometimes I think the delay happens because you need to move.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah. So, and it's not because you're not ready, because you don't have the qualifications or meet the qualification. It's just that that's not where that assignment's supposed to take place.
Yeah.
So sometimes that is delayed. Yeah. Or even, sometimes being with a certain person will delay you on certain things going forward, because that person not supposed to celebrate those wins with you.
Yeah. They're not
And then,
supposed to be there for that.
you're trying to pull other people with you, and they're not supposed to be in that celebration with you because that's not their season.
Yeah.
So you sometimes denying and delaying yourself just because of the circle that you're around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that makes sense. If you is being delayed because you're in the wrong environment for the thing to thrive. So, you've been in the wrong environment. It's not that you wasn't deserving, and maybe it wasn't even delayed. I mean, you might have thought you were supposed to have it then, but you wasn't, because you were supposed to go through this and see this and get rid of that. And then once you got it, it's because it was meant for you at this time.
At that time. Yeah.
So technically, does that mean it was delayed, or does that just means it wasn't? Well, I mean, I guess it's delayed because you wanted it, right?
Yeah.
You wanted it during that
Delayed,
time.
not denied.
Yeah, that's true. It was delayed because you wanted it at this point in time because that's what you was working towards.
Right.
And that was your whole goal in mind. And you didn't, even though you didn't get it at that moment, when it did show up, it shows up bigger and better than
That's right.
what you even wanted at first.
You
Right.
better help yourself.
Yeah.
You preaching.
I mean, I be knowing these things, but
We
just
know
feel
you
like
know. That's why we
just,
hold
Well,
you
you
to a
know-
standard.
And then, like I've always mentioned, growth and comfortability can't coexist.
Yep.
Yeah.
So sometimes you do have to spread your wings and get out of that environment, because sometimes we get a little too comfortable in any environment, and we're thinking that all those gifts are supposed to come because you're staying and you riding it out. When in actuality, sometimes when God say go, you have to go.
Yeah.
And
Shut
move.
all that
Immediately.
Yeah.
down. Shut
Because if
this
you
down.
don't, he'll move you.
Yeah.
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 And then it could be delayed longer.
Right.
Or removed. I saw a very interesting reel the other day where the lady was saying, have you ever been asleep or just kind of hanging around, just chilling, and God gave you an idea and you immediately talk yourself out of it, and then whatever time passes and you see your idea then went into fruition because of somebody else. She was talking about how when God gives you something, if you don't immediately act on it, sometimes he will take it and give it to somebody else. So that, again, when we get in our own way a lot of times. For example, I just graduated. It was not the prettiest journey. It was very ghetto. But that was my determination. Like, that was the one thing. I don't like starting stuff and don't finish.
Yeah.
Number one. Two, like she said, a lot of things that I've went through that I didn't understand why it didn't happen and why it is, because to me it seemed like it was foolproof, right?
Yeah.
Certain people were in the way or didn't deserve to be attached to certain things. And so it's just like friends. We talk about that. How we outgrow our friends. What was the name of the episode, Neat? What was it called? You know what I'm talking about? About outgrowing friends and it's okay to grow.
Let go to grow.
Yeah. It's okay to do that. And sometimes when you are hooked up with the wrong people, whether it's romantic, whether it's friends, hell, it could even be family, it's delayed.
That makes sense too.
Yeah, because I feel like when God wants to deny you, it's an immediate. It's an immediate. There's not going to be a parameter for you to get it.
I think too, when you're denied, it's more of like something that shows you like that's never gonna happen. Like, that is not for you. Don't get it, twisted. You will never get this type. I think that's how you know it's something not for you. It becomes something that is virtually impossible now, which I don't think there's a lot of things that's impossible, but when something does become that, I think that's because you have been denied and that's not your journey and that's not what you're supposed to do.
True. And so with that being said, not right now, it's not a no.
Yeah.
So I don't think anybody, and that's what I was explaining to you earlier, just because it didn't happen then, I don't think you should give up.
Yeah. I don't feel like I
regroup. You do.
I feel like I just don't like.
You lose your ambition. You lose your motivation.
Because I feel like that's not. I mean, it just doesn't. I don't know, and it's only on certain things. But I just feel like, regardless, whenever something is, I don't. That's why I don't feel like. I feel like most stuff is not delayed for me. I mean, because if it is, again, I don't recognize it when it does come because I feel like I no longer look for that. So I don't know. Maybe it is delayed and it just shows up in a different way. But I feel like maybe I put too much on it on the beginning. And then once I realize that none of that is needed, maybe that's why when it comes back, I just handle it as it is because it was meant for me to not take so seriously or to not focus my whole everything on when that was not the way for me,
So have you ever thought a delay meant the denial only to realize it was the best thing that could have happened?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes, sir. There's a few things.
I think that's unanimous.
When I was supposed to get married, I was engaged. Like that delayed. It was delayed because we were engaged. She wanted to go to a courthouse. I wanted to go have a wedding, and I mean, I feel like that delay of doing that caused me to never get married.
Words. Listen, it's bad when you create a word.
Hey, you got to.
The delay
of all that.
My
let
word.
me do. Like, no, you was not supposed to be there. This is supposed to be
Baby,
denied.
You would have went to that courthouse and it would have ended in the courthouse.
Yeah, I'm telling
Right.
you. So I feel like that denial was that was perfect.
That's exactly what I was going to say. Yeah, same thing. That delay, and you question it during that time because you're like, why?
Yeah,
It's been this amount of time,
was
and
just
why
gonna
didn't
say.
we not? And what could have? And then once you on the other side of that, and you go back and you reflect and you grow, and you heal through the hurt, and you was like, that was protection.
yeah.
That was
Saving me from
protection.
myself.
Yeah, that was protection. Even if you don't see it in that moment, you see it afterwards, and there was protection for sure.
And you definitely, thank God.
Yeah, favor.
Yes,
You learn,
indeed.
for sure.
What you say, Nick? How does it feel to be God's favorite?
Yes, indeed.
'Cause
So, what were some of the lessons you guys learned during the waiting season that you couldn't have learned otherwise?
patience.
I mean, that's the most. I feel like that's the number one virtue you learn from being not denied, but from stuff delaying is patience. I feel like you learn yourself more, acceptance of what could and cannot be. You know what I mean? I feel like those are things that you learn the most.
Yeah,
Yeah.
What you
patience and pivoting.
Yeah. And I would say more self-awareness,
Yeah. But you learn yourself for
self-confidence.
sure.
Because, again, there are many times where we don't know. We don't tap into our skills all the time. The potential of ours, like how far you can go with a certain skill set, if it's working, like at the bare minimum. If the bare minimum works, a lot of people don't go beyond that.
Right.
Or feel that they can go beyond that. And so with me, that denial really showed me, like, oh, child, like she said.
Yeah. I think that allowed me to stretch my wings a little bit more in both capacities, because you have to go back and look, okay, what else do I need to learn in this season
Yeah.
before I'm gifted this next level of achievement, no matter how that looks, whether it be career, relationship, how does this look? What do I need to learn?
So knowledge is always a lesson, because you always get a lesson. So I guess knowledge is something that comes from every delay. You learn
This
something.
man.
You
I'm making my own way.
You're trying to make that
clearly.
your thing.
Hey, we gonna make it work.
the Leo.
You make that from all that. Like, you always, you know what I'm saying? Like, you make yourself. I don't feel like you make something, but you learn something no matter what. Like, through every delay, through every denial. I feel like the main thing that's supposed to come from it is knowledge. You're supposed to learn something from the reason this didn't happen.
The lesson from it all.
So I feel like that is the common denominator that we all should take from anything that doesn't come or happen when you expect it to or wanted to. Always, that's how I look at it, like, okay, well, not what I'm supposed to learn from this. I just think about like how I reacted and how I didn't react and why I didn't and what makes sense,
Right. So why do you think so many people see delays as failures?
That's because everybody want what they want when they want it. That's what I think.
Agreed. I would say that too. Or they're basing their journey off of somebody else's.
Yeah.
So because you had a certain path and I expect to have the same path, but I don't have the same outcome, then I feel like it's a denial.
Yeah.
When it's really Nick went this way because that's the way I needed Nick to go. You're having the same end goal, but I need you to go this way because the lesson I have for you is not the lesson I have for her. And a lot of people don't understand that.
That's
so
facts.
they look at everything with a cookie cutter blueprint, and it's not that simple. The blueprint is just the foundation. You have to find out which way to get there.
Yeah.
And that looks different for everybody.
That's one thing I always focus on and try to say, because that is my whole existence.
I saw you smiling like a
There's
cat.
no
You probably should have
blueprint.
recorded so you could just play it, because the way that you take to get to A to B, child.
Oh, girl.
I'm just saying, there is no blueprint for nothing.
Okay, so how do you guys stay motivated when a timeline doesn't meet your expectations?
I don't be motivated. I think that's my problem.
I was going to ask him because I was like, yeah, what could you do, rather, because you're not.
Because as soon as my time, I have a timeline for everything. And once that timeline elapses and it doesn't work the way I work, I no longer care about that situation. Whatever happens with that from that moment on, once I gave it my mental fortitude, once that is done,
Okay, mental
yeah, once that is
said it right,
done,
too.
I'm I don't care no more. Like, I just really be like, all right, like, I try to do it up into this. After that, what happens. It's in God's hands now. And after that, I move on to the next. And that's the thing that I'm focused on and doing. I just feel like that's what deadlines are for. If you don't meet them, you don't meet them. A lot of people will push it back, but nope. To me, if I failed, I failed, and that's what it is. And what's next? Let's go on to the next failure or go on to the next success.
Going to the next phase is crazy.
Yeah, I mean sometimes that's what it is.
No, I mean that it happens. I'm saying having the mindset. You're foreshadowing your failure. You're speaking and seeing. That's what I'm trying to get you, because I do believe what you think you would eventually do. So if you change your mindset, you won't lose your ambition. Instead of you like, oh no, I can't do it. I ain't even worried about it. Okay, like she said, what do I need to learn in this? What maybe I don't need the flathead screwdriver. You know, but I'm trying to make this flathead screwdriver go in there. No, that's not what you need, fool. Get that out of there. Like, don't.
Flathead will work in a Phillips, so sometimes they do work.
It take a long time. That's the point. It take you longer to unscrew the screw with a flathead when you could just grab the Phillips. That's the point.
Well, it's about the same.
Even
time.
if it works, no, it's not.
No, it's not. So silly.
You can't fill a Phillips with a flat, but you could damn sure use a flat with a Phillips, though.
You can use a Phillips for a flat. You're just gonna mess up whatever you're trying to get out.
Yeah, it's not gonna be as pretty.
It's not.
And you like coming out dirty. That's fine.
Hey.
He does.
No, I mean I do.
Instead of walking around the mud puddle, you want to walk through it.
Sometimes
and mad because he dirty.
Yeah.
And lose interest.
And then they got on your new J's. So mad.
Nah, man, I don't want to go to the party no more. But you chose to walk through that mud. Ain't nobody tell you to do that. They told you to wait
Because it was faster.
Correct.
And I thought I would get through that
that's
clean.
good.
And because I thought I would make it through clean.
You did make it. Oh, clean? Yeah, no,
Exactly.
not happening.
And
That's
if
not.
I didn't,
And how
I
often
don't
does that
care no
happen?
more. Hey, sometimes it happens if you do it right.
Do it right.
What I say? I'm like Wayne say. I walk light so I don't piss the ground off.
He is a whole other entity.
So no. So how do you stay motivated when the timeline doesn't match your expectations?
I told you I'm no longer motivated. Like if once my timeline reaches, I'm over it. Like I'm like, okay, you know what? It didn't happen. I failed, so I'm going to go try to achieve something else that I might not fail at. Like I've just be over it to the point where it's like, okay, like that to me, if it didn't happen, it didn't happen, and I'm fine with that, and I will go on to whatever's next. So I don't get motivation to keep going on something. And if it's something that just has to be done, at that point the motivation is I'm already then failed, so I have to do it now. You know, I can't wait much longer because I've already failed the original part, so I need to keep going to get it done when it gets done.
I think I go by a feeling. I think sometimes that if it's not happening within that time frame and it's still supposed to happen for me, that feeling doesn't completely go to waste. So I think I use that as motivation to kind of keep going, but maybe go by a different way.
Yeah, switching
it up, or putting it on the back burner and letting it simmer. Why not necessarily turning that burner off and maybe putting my focus towards something else in the interim. Okay. And I think when that's supposed to hit me again, then it will.
That might be what I do there.
Well, yeah.
I might just put it in the background because, like I said, I just don't give it my attention anymore. Like it's not the thing that focuses. So I'll probably just put it in the background.
Well, it's good that you don't give it your attention. Oh, he all right, y'all. It's good that
you're not gonna be when I hit him with this.
Tariffs. Okay. Yeah, no,
that's a $300 mic with all these tariffs. Now you want to sit up there and try for?
Oh, child. I think it's straight.
Okay.
No scratches.
I'll let you know.
Send him the invoice.
Okay.
I do think it's.
Try to blow the dust off of it. My bad.
That's a windscreen, sir. It's not gonna get through. Okay, go ahead.
I do think it is good that you put it on the background because it doesn't allow you to fester in it on a negative aspect. But I don't want you to stay there. Like, don't leave it there. For me, my motivation is I'm competitive. I have a competitive spirit. So I'm oh, no, I'm going to.
Okay.
I'm going to do that. Cool. I'm going to sit it down for a second. But no, this is going to happen.
Yes.
Because, again, I don't like starting stuff and not finishing. And I don't feel like something or someone has got the best of me, whatever that looks like. So, I don't want you to throw it away.
I don't. and just be back there somewhere. Well, I feel like maybe I don't. I might throw it away because, like I said, I just move on. So
You done deleted your files.
yeah, I'll be deleting numbers and all that quickly.
So, do you guys think society pressure makes us want to arrive by a certain age?
I think social media does it.
Yeah, I
More
mean, which
so
is
than general society. I think now everything is so televised. Nobody enjoys the journey without having to document it.
Right.
That's facts.
Visually. Yeah, it does, because again you begin to envy, again, looking at somebody else's path and journey that has the same goal, and you're like, oh, I want this. Like, it's really, this is gonna sound bad, no shade to anybody who is in this type of industry, but it really bothers me that people want you to pay for information on certain things
That is free.
that is free. All you gotta do is sit there and research and do it yourself. Instead, you rather go sit in a conference room of 3,000 plus people for $800 and come out with a goodie bag to hear something that they didn't YouTubed.
Yeah, or ChatGPT,
Because they're making the money off of
you.
you, right? They're missing the point that the money is literally made because you crazy enough to pay for the information.
Exactly.
It's not made for their gift. You have the gift. And that, I think once people get in that mind frame, I'm making like you making up words, that I think the journey will get easier. The denial, the delayed will be a lot easier to stomach and swallow than just accepting that it's a no and now you flying off the deep end. That's the equivalent of people that lose their job and they kill their family. Like, what?
Yeah, that's
Tripping.
always something different. Well, he wasn't tripping. He came home and you talking about why I lose my job and you don't pay no bills. I'm snapping. But anyway.
So, how do you tell the difference for something that's delayed versus something that may not actually be for you?
I feel like when it's not for you, it's usually it ends in a way that makes you feel like, okay, like maybe this wasn't for me. Like, I feel like it's a little closure with it. I feel like if it's for you, you're gonna still have, like you said, sometimes a still deep feeling about it. You're gonna still feel some type of way. I feel like when it's not for you, like those feelings leave. Like, you're not really stressed over it. You really don't care about it because it's not for you. So that lingering shouldn't still be there because it wasn't for you in the first place. So, I mean, that's how I look at it.
Yeah, I would agree. I pay attention, just like I say, when I'm dealing with somebody, I pay attention to my mental, my energy as a whole.
Yeah.
And if I'm okay, like if I get told a no and it doesn't bother me, then I know it's a true no and I need to let it go.
Yeah.
If it bothers me or don't let me rest and it's like why does this thing keep coming up? Then it's like, all right, I can't let it go, but I need to see what I need to do to get it.
Yeah.
That's your body will tell you a lot.
That's true. Because that's how I'll be like, no, I have to say this. Or like, it'd be some things like with conversations with people, and I feel like if I didn't say something, like it eats at me. So I would literally have to call you just to say this because it's on my mind and it won't go away, and I feel some type of way about it, and I can't just let you slide like that. So I feel like that's how it is. It won't. The feeling just will stay with you if it's meant for you. It's there. You still feel it. You know what I mean? So even though it's delayed, you know in your heart that's something that's meant and it's coming. Then you're gonna keep. You like put it on the back burner, work on it slow until it. You get to where you want it to be. Or I feel like, or it just will. I feel like it's just a feeling. Like straight up, there's if it's for you. If it's not, like Cookie said, it should just be a calm, like, all right, no, then bye.
Right.
Heavy on the bye.
Yeah, I'll third that. I do think that your emotions play a good portion of that, and yeah, I will say the same thing. Energy shifts, and you'll be shown a couple of times whether you want to
don't ask if you don't want to know.
Or not. Yeah.
I think that's true too. Yeah, it's gonna be more than one no. It's gonna be a no, a hell no, and then like, why you keep playing with me? Like,
right.
It is what it is. Now that makes sense.
Yeah.
Take a page out of Nick book. You better fast. Once you do, it's ugly. But you get the truth, and I feel like it prevents you from further wasting time, from further stressing yourself out. It's clarity.
Yeah.
And with everything you do, you should have clarity.
Yeah.
Winging life after 30 is not okay. Sorry. It's not.
But do you believe timing is everything, or do you believe we have more control than what we think we do?
I think both can happen, because I think it depends on what it is. Like, you can skydive at 80, right?
Yeah.
You can skydive at 80. Starting a rap career at 80 is crazy. You should have thought about that a couple years ago, sugar. Seriously, yeah, it kind of, it's a mix. I know for me, a lot of things I do be in my own way because I'm an overthinker. So, but timeline doesn't matter. Like I say all the time, if I had this knowledge that I have now and different things that I've learned along the way, I wouldn't have got married at 20.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have. Because a lot of things I would have learned in my 20s, I didn't learn till my divorce.
Yeah.
So, and I ain't going to hold y'all. It wouldn't have been 4 kids. I can guarantee that.
Well, I mean, that's the thing about timelines. Like, things are supposed to happen when it's supposed to happen. That's why I don't believe you can change a timeline. Like, I do feel like we be living in different timelines for sure with the way this world is, because y'all saying Shazam wasn't a real movie when it was, but
that was crazy. And we were there. I saw it.
I know I seen this movie.
Saw
They saying it wasn't a
Sinbad.
movie?
Yes.
They saying it never happened.
Sinbad said he ain't even playing that movie. It's a lie. I know I seen the movie.
I got it on
Shazam.
VHS at my mama's house right now.
Okay.
Wait a minute. Because what?
That's the whole timeline thing. There's
No, for
people
real.
out there
It's another
saying-
movie too.
Yeah. They saying it was Shaq, which that was a movie too. But
Shaq came later.
Kazam, and then they talking about Shazam wasn't one.
Shazam was definitely a movie. It's
It
another
was.
movie too. They was trying to say we ain't see.
Yeah.
Yeah, they playing in our face.
Yeah.
Oh.
So yeah, different timelines. They're saying the timelines are getting mixed. So that's how you know that they are real, because they out here getting mixed up. But
Okay. All right.
They trying to whitewash us.
they are for real. But I feel like timelines are important at the same time for certain things. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like you should, maybe if you have a timeline for getting married, having babies, like, those are made up timelines, because getting married takes 2 people, and that takes 2 people on the same accord, going towards that. Having kids is a timeline thing too, because some people plan to have babies and can never have babies, and then some people did not plan to have no baby and they got babies. So
I got too many.
yeah, so it's like that. I feel like a timeline is a however you want to perceive it type thing. I think only timelines matter is if you have a specific goal that you're trying to accomplish. Then that's when it matters. When it's like, okay, I want to do this by then. Like, I want to go to Africa for my 40th birthday. That means I'm on a timeline to make that happen, because that is a date that is coming up. You know what I mean? So I have
think
to
you need to sit down for a second.
That's what you think.
No,
right?
it ain't you. I'm trying to keep you from not being able to come back. I just want you to just
I
pay
could stay
attention,
out
baby.
there. I'll be
Well, I
all right.
think timelines in that regard is, like you said, Mike, is something that you can control. I think that only matters when it's something that you personally can control.
Yes, I think that's what it is.
Yeah.
Because you can go at 41. I mean, it's not Africa's not moving.
That's facts, but still.
You might want to wait.
All right. So let's talk a little bit about affirming the wait, and some reflections on that time. So what's something you're still waiting on, but you have the peace that it'll eventually come?
My millions of dollars and my purple Maybachs.
Come on, Maybach.
Y'all don't know. Oh, Nika and Kim a purple Maybach, but that's a
He
different
do.
story.
I ain't forget.
But
Still
And
want
you
I
might as
know
well
it's
add me a
coming.
rose going.
Okay. Well, it's still coming. So I know it's coming, and I have peace about that. I know I don't
I'm a
have
little
it
antsy.
yet. It's all right.
Think you got a timeline for it?
You got another 10.
Right. Hey, by then I should have it.
Okay.
But,
I love that. Yes, indeed.
10 years. I think I'll be where I need to be in 10 years. But that's something I'm waiting on. My millions and my card. Well, I don't plan on having cars, but just those gifts that I owe all these people. I done made a lot of promises out here, but if anybody know me, my promises is until I die. So long as I did, the promises are
That's
still
beautiful.
valid, and I still would do it. I owe some people some vacations and a couple of trips. Some people I owe a lifetime of taking care of them whenever I get it.
Oh,
So, I mean, I in my heart know it's going to happen. I'm just waiting for it to happen. I think my thing is it's going to happen in a way that shocks everybody, but also helps me prove to everybody that I lived the way that I wanted to and did the things that I wanted to and still accomplished the goals that I wanted to the way I wanted to, so that they can. I think that's my ultimate purpose, is to show people you literally can do anything you want to do the way you want to do it, no matter how anybody thinks or feel about the way you did it.
that's good.
And that is my goal in life, to literally live my life in that way of me doing whatever I want, how I want.
I want you to do
achieve
it
what I
legal
want.
though, because what I don't want you to do is have the IRS knocking on my door retrieving my car.
Hey.
No sir.
Like, we don't need that one right there back that way. Never paid
Because I'm gonna
taxes
fight
ever.
them for it. I'm fighting them. They're gonna have to catch me.
But so I feel like, I mean, and during this waiting process, I feel like I do different things to achieve it. And I talk to a lot of different people. A lot of people, I feel like even random people I meet, even the random girl I met the other day, like, they see this over me. Like,
That's
they speak
good.
that. Like,
That's
no, I
good.
definitely see it. You know, they see that for me. I feel like everybody sees that for me. That's why I used to get talked about when I had the little red Ford Focus, because this don't even look like
I
something
love
you
that
drive.
car.
No, I mean, I love the parking advantages.
Yeah, that
for
boy
sure.
parking. Man, please.
Yes.
That boy only needed
Yes.
2 feet to park, and they got that car.
I'll be having the best spots. But still, even then, like, you know, during the waiting process, I just feel like during the waiting process, you have to do what you need to do for your mental, for yourself, to be that person that, or get that thing that you're waiting for, or, you know, are in the delayed portion of. So, yeah. What about y'all?
For me, I know I'm gonna remarry.
Okay.
I'm not in a rush to remarry because I know I'm gonna remarry.
Okay.
Don't know who, but I do know. And that's because I operate in that mentality. I'm not playing these games.
Yeah.
I am not allowing nobody to play with me either. What that look like, it will be different from what I experienced, which is another reason why I'm taking my time.
Yeah.
Because, you know, if that's the case, I go back to when I don't have to drive across town every other week. That man can be in the house with his kids. But yeah, that's one thing. I do also agree that I would be so financially free where I ain't gotta look at my account because I wouldn't care.
Yeah.
I tell a lot of people I have $1 million mindset. I've made people millions.
Yeah.
It's figuring out how to do that for me. And I think more so it's because of the fear of the unknown.
Always.
You know what I mean?
That's most
Like
people.
it's definitely the unknown. It's the I don't want to fail because, you know, it costs money to make money. And I got 4 kids. I ain't got time to be unnecessarily failing on purpose. So yeah, that those 2 things for me I know for sure are gonna happen. Nick. Doom doom doom.
I think that my life itself would be peace. You know what I mean? So I really don't have that worry. I think that every time, you know, I make these changes, it's just for the greater good of where I'm supposed to be. I have peace about how my family unit will look someday. You know, whether it be husband, kids, no kids. You know, I'm at peace at whatever that looks like in that regard. So I really don't have that worry. I do operate in the energy to where, you know, I'll be ready to receive that when it comes my way. So I give that one up to the Lord, you know, and
Amen.
and let him
use you, sis.
yeah, and let him, you know, he dictate when it's time for that. In the meantime, in between time, I keep growing and operating in my energy. So yeah, I'm not aggy about that. I used to be, I think, a little aggier about it just because, you know, on our previous episodes, you do have that the young lady who sent the 30 plus therapy on hitting certain timelines by saying, you know, the societal pressures that are given to a lot of women. And once I gave that away, I didn't look back.
Not just that, you grew up with parents who met in school.
Right.
Like, they're still together.
Right, which is another set of pressures because, you know, you see that and you think, okay, I'm supposed to be that too. And that's not my story. And
Have they ever set that pressure?
Never.
That's the good part.
Never
That's
once
good.
have they said, hey, what you doing with this one? And you ain't getting married. You know, they have never done that.
That's so good.
You ain't trying to beat our record.
Yeah. Oh, at this point, baby,
That's a wrap.
'Cause they don't what?
it'd be 51 years
I was
this
going to
year.
say, yeah, they didn't celebrate 50.
Yeah, no.
You ain't catching that one.
I ain't catching that
I mean,
one,
she
but
might, if she get married tomorrow.
Still, like,
I feel confident Nika will live to 90. Because Nika has the women in her family live long.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So
She got
she
a
great
still ain't
aunt.
gonna
How old is
catch
that
it.
lady?
100.
See?
Oh,
Yeah.
My
Nika
oldest
fa-
great aunt is 100, and her sister lived to 102.
okay.
And I think her sister under her, and these are my grandmother's sisters, she's 98, I believe.
See what I'm saying? The
Yeah.
women in her family.
The
yeah.
men check out, but the women still kick.
That's what I was about to say. Now, her husband might be long gone.
Husband's gone, brothers are gone, but
Man,
the
get
women are
stressed and get
still
up out of there.
thriving.
You
Yeah.
stupid. Them women ain't stressing them. That's their
ain't.
gene pool. Not
Listen.
theirs. Not their problem.
And that 100-year-old
They probably didn't listen.
great aunt of mine is so feisty.
Yeah.
And she tells me how it is. I'm telling you, baby.
Oh,
She
at
done
that
gave me some
age,
stories.
Yeah.
But she always been like that. And she gets out there.
I love that.
Right.
Yeah.
I want to be a spicy little firecracker.
I'm telling you. So, what is something you would say to someone who's feeling discouraged in their waiting season?
Don't be discouraged. Y'all know I got a song for
I
everything.
always tell them God got me because y'all know I got that tattoo on my hand.
God
So
did.
I tell them God got you. You know, whatever is meant for you will happen. And I feel like even if it's not even what's meant for you will happen, I feel like you gonna be okay no matter what. Like you done made it to whatever day this is that we talking, then you can make it to another one.
Oh, that's good, Mike.
So I feel like, I mean, that's something I use for myself. So like, I always just tell them like, because people I feel like call me all the time asking me like, well, not asking me, but wanting to vent to me about their life and this and that, which is kind of crazy to me. But
Me too.
It's wild.
yeah, if
They
y'all
know you
would
in
be
real life?
yeah,
Wow.
The thing
I'm just
is,
kidding. I'm kidding.
yeah, I was gonna say the thing is y'all. He really does give good advice. He really
that's
has
'cause I
sense.
keep it real.
He has
But
sense sometimes.
that's why they come ask me because I keep it real with them and I don't play with them.
True.
I'm not telling them when they stupid and they not. But I feel like just know that you go whatever is happening is going to happen. And that's how I just look at it. Whatever's going to happen is going to happen. So that's the best I can give advice I can give you because that's what's the truth. Whatever's going to happen is going to happen. Whatever you do might happen. Whatever you don't do might happen. You never know because whatever happens is going to happen.
All right.
You can't change that.
I always tell people take it a day at a time. Rome wasn't built in a day. It's probably something I say all the time. I know my kids hit sick of it for sure. Rome was not built in a day. And so it can be frustrating, especially if you have a timeline stigma on you. You have the sense of urgency. You don't have the patience. So to you, it's not happening. And now I don't want to, or I'm losing motivation. I don't feel like it. Or it's never going to happen to me. Change your mindset one day at a time. You do have the choice in kind of railroading your day.
That's true.
And it starts with your mindset. So if you think you will, you will. So another thing, put affirmations up. I have affirmations everywhere around my house, my car, my phone. I've deleted a lot of things on my socials to where I don't see so much negativity.
Yeah, stay positive.
Yeah. And I don't talk to people that are always blah.
Yeah.
Because that,
I won't answer the phone to people that I know that's blah. I'm not
they
about
can't
to
even
talk
get
to you.
through.
Yeah, I swear. I'm not even about to talk to you. I know your drama you about to bring me in. I don't feel like hearing it. But a good thing is just to stay positive, and that's what helps change your mind frame. If you stay positive every day, your mind frame will change regardless.
Yeah. For me, it'd be to walk by faith and not by sight.
That's good.
Everything is just because that's what's in front of you right now. Does that mean that's the end game?
Yeah,
And things can always turn around.
that's facts.
Yeah. So
That's up or down.
yep, I'm about to say that, good or bad. So we have a 30 plus therapy question where we allow you guys to submit a topic for our discussion. And like I like to mention, none of us have a licensed therapist. So we thank you for trusting in us to help fix your life. So here is the latest 30 plus therapy question.
Or I guess I can ask, how do you handle holding yourself and others accountable in your 30s? And where do you place your boundaries?
Okay. I mean, I feel like when it comes to, being adults and holding other people accountable, I feel like in your 30s, that's when you probably should do it the most. Because I feel like in your 20s, you let people slide on a lot of things. You know what I mean? Just because you're trying to keep the peace, keep your friends, keep the whatever. But in your 30s, it is very important to hold your boundaries true to yourself. And I feel like part of your boundaries should be holding other people accountable. And me, I believe in calling everybody out on everything that they they say they were supposed to do, gonna do, whatever, anything to me. Like, I feel like the way to hold people accountable is just to call them out on it.
Right.
That's the only way that you can do it. That doesn't mean that they're still going to take accountability.
Right.
But that's your way of, telling them, hey, I see you're doing this and saying this and that, whatever, but you're not, following through. So I believe in calling everybody out on their shit. I mean, on their stuff, because that's the only way you'll get the truth.
Oh no, they cussing their moms in Spain.
I was about to say I agree. In that regard, is holding people and holding their feet to the fire. Especially if they say something, you said that you were going to do this. This is not what's happening. And that can be anywhere. That could be in relationship, friendship, and even family. Some people
Work
get
too.
to family
Family.
and work. Definitely work.
Yeah.
Heavy
Heavy
on
on
work.
work.
Heavy on work. You sign a whole contract that say you're gonna do what I told you to.
Yeah.
That's facts.
Right. So, putting holding people their feet to the fire and also doing it with yourself. Making your own self accountable for your own action. Because sometimes when you let people slide, they build a playground.
I was just
and
gonna
will
say,
cha slide all over.
All on the
I was
monkey
just
bars.
gonna
all over
say
your
that.
monkey rounds and your boundaries.
Yeah. I was just gonna say the pink starburst told me when you let a nigga slide, they build a playground.
Every time.
And she didn't mean a man, she meant people
Yeah.
in general.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they do it every time. And so I think it's a fine line between I feel if this is you're a good friend, a good partner, a good coworker, a good family member, you're not gonna let people sit in a mess. And anybody talks to me, no, I'm not gonna let you sit in it. I'm gonna let you grieve. Cool. Because you gotta go through the motions sometimes. But we're not sitting here. Let's move forward.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
So how do you enforce your boundaries?
With that?
Yeah.
I just told you I don't deal with it. I
think calling them to the fire, holding their feet to the
Yeah,
fire, bringing
you
it to
have
their
to.
attention, like, hey, especially when you get past a certain point.
Yeah.
Like, okay, look,
Yeah.
you let them slide that one time. Okay, look, I didn't mention this last time, but this time, this is what's happening.
Mm-hmm.
Especially, and you have to make the request. You have to make your boundaries firm and known.
Yeah.
That everybody's not a mind reader, too. So once you exemplify what you're looking for and what you're putting it out there, then you can hold people to that.
Yeah, because if they don't know your boundaries, then of course they're going to cross them.
You'll be moving the goalpost. They won't know.
Exactly. So, I mean, by holding them accountable is how you enforce your boundaries, because that's you letting them know, like, hey, this is something I don't tolerate, and you keep doing this, and you said you were going to do this, so I got to hold you accountable because you know this. You know what I mean? And I feel like anybody after the age of 35, they know if they're being accountable or not. They know if they're, they doing what they supposed to or sticking to their word or, you know what I mean? Like, they know if they out here not doing what they supposed to do. So I feel like once you over 35, I don't want to say it's purposeful, like they know that they doing it, but I feel like they're not respecting your boundaries if they're not taking accountability. If you have to show them that, and you didn't told them this, and they know this is how you rock, then basically they're not holding themselves accountable, and they're not respecting your boundaries because they already know this.
I agree.
He said what he said.
Yeah. So that's that on that. If you have a 30 plus therapy that you would like to submit to us, make sure you email it at the 30pluspodcast@gmail.com or hit up one of our social medias, whether it be Facebook, Instagram. I don't think we can sit on YouTube, but Instagram, Facebook, and we'll get it and you can be a part of our episode. Send those voice notes, and like we never do, we never say your name. So feel confident in that.
And then pull up to our live recap so we can talk about them again so you can put your input.
Right.
On what we told you.
Right.
Right.
We would love a good follow up on some of these.
Yeah. Yeah, we got to see if we can start reaching out to people and get them to follow up on the recap and see what they thought about our advice or if they took it or.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did. Yeah, either way. Yeah, let us know. So if you're in a season of waiting, remember this. Delays don't mean defeat. Your story is still unfolding, and what's meant for you is still on the way. Keep showing up, keep believing, and keep celebrating every step, big or small. So thanks for hanging out with the 30 Plus podcast, where we talk love, life, and lessons after 30. If this episode spoke to you, don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and share with someone who needs a reminder that they're not behind. They're just being prepared. So, like I like to say after every episode, be good. And if you can't be good at it. See you when we see ya. Peace.
Get your hands up, yeah. To the floor, yeah.
Yeah.